pop the champagne and pull up a seat, because we're about to get into real talk, real stories, and real power moves. This is Champagne and Chat, where we mix success with a little bit of spice, and trust me, you don't want to miss this one.
Okay, welcome, ladies. How are you today?
Amazing.
Today, week 2 of Money Hustle to Power Moves. So, are we hustling to look rich, or are we just hustling to make those generational wealth building, getting real money, and making these legendary moments count? So, it's time to level up. I hope you are excited. Let's toast to our Champagne and Chats week 2. We have some phenomenal women here. Woo! Cheers to you all.
Congratulations to you, week 2.
Yes. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jazz.
Thank you.
And that intro was everything.
I cannot share with you with no champagne, baby, or no wine, but I could do it with the water.
Right. I got my
That's still good. Yes. That's still good. So I want each one of you to take 5 seconds just to introduce yourselves, who you are, and just a brief introduction about yourself.
Who would you like
to go first?
Okay.
Well, dog. What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Hair by Day, Fly by Night. My name is Sade Wallace. I am a master hairstylist from Miami, Florida. I am located right now between Aperture and Broward. And guys, I am the Bob Queen of Miami, and I stamped that in the Layer Queen. I have won the Bonner Brothers twice for the fastest bonding and the fastest sew-in. So I've been in business now on my own 2018. I've been on my own since 2018.
Wow.
And
Yes.
That's beautiful.
And the last thing I gotta say is I'm still keep going. Yep.
Period. That part.
Yep.
Okay, Kathy.
I'll go next. Yeah, my name is Catherine, but you call me Kathy. I'm the owner of Davis and Cal Enterprise LLC, which is a short-term rental management company. I manage my own Airbnbs right now, but we are scaling to manage multiple cities. I don't host in New York because there are a lot of restrictions, but we're all around. So, and it's fully remote. So we're making money from everywhere. And like I'm a mom, I'm a student. I'm just here to learn and grow. I used to have my own hair company. And doing hair and makeup, but then I lost the excitement and the passion for it, and I just needed to learn a new skill. I wanted to break the generational curses in my family, with not having or lacking or I have a son to raise, so I wanted to show him what it was about. So I learned a new skill, and now it's just up from here. We became profitable in our 3rd month.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you.
So I guess that makes me last. My name is Candy Green, located right here in Miami, Florida. I actually am known for being in the beauty industry. I had Natural Beauty Bar for 9 years, but I also have a product line in Walmart. So I have a professional line of products as well as for clients like sugar scrubs, body scrubs, stuff like that. And then right now I'm actually a wealth advisor. So just like Kathy mentioned about breaking generational curses, I've made my share of 6 and 7 figures in the beauty industry, but I wanted more. I wanted to do more. Right. And my kids was like, Mom, I'm not doing no eyebrows. So it was like I built up a business and was like, who was I going to leave it to? Because my kids was like, not on it. So I decided to pivot into the financial services industry where I teach people how to become millionaires. And in that process, I learn, and I am, again, just like Kathy said, learning how to break those generational curses to make sure I leave not just money for my kids, but strategy.
Right.
Love it. I'm so proud of y'all.
Love it.
Love it. So let's dive right in. So this is going to be just a 5-second question, answer. Come on, let's get to it. Sade, what's the pettiest reason you lost a client?
Say that again.
What's the pettiest reason you lost a client?
I lost the client because I'm very blunt. I don't sugarcoat to my clients at all. And I know that you're supposed to sugarcoat, but I don't like to sugarcoat to my clients. So they say I'm rude, but I'm really not rude. I'm just like, hey. We're not doing this hairstyle, and I don't play on people's edges. So a lot of people think that I'm supposed to like build a bob, but I can't build a bob if you're not taking care of your hair. So the only thing I could do is build your confidence up as putting on hairstyling. Like giving you the hairstyle was going to make you look like $1,000,000. How about that?
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Candy, what's the most disrespectful thing someone has said to you about your success?
About my success. Well, someone told me that they wanted to come to me for a contribution to their nonprofit, but someone else had said them, don't go to Candy because she's cheap. She's not gonna give you a dime.
Wow.
And the person who said it was one of my employees.
Wow.
Wow.
That was the most disrespectful
Wait, did
thing.
you fire them?
I actually did not fire them. I did not fire them. I actually had a conversation with them because what I realized is people have a perception of you because they don't know all about you. So they try to connect the pieces themselves with the story they make up of themselves. Ultimately, you don't know who I donate to, who I give to, who I give my time to, what contributions I make. But just because I choose not to give to who you think need it, don't make me cheap or make me, in any type of way. So that was one of the most disrespectful things because it was a shot to my character.
Yes.
Bless those that curse you.
Yes. And Kathy, what's the biggest real estate deal or Airbnb guest disaster you've ever had?
I just had one. I literally just had one. I guess so. We have barn doors in the Airbnb, which they're very elegant. It makes it look very classy. I love barn doors, but they're not cheap. So I guess broke the barn door. The whole foundation came like off the wall, the mount and everything. It couldn't move anymore. Luckily, they admitted to it and we were able to, get our money for it and, a little more on the side to get it repaired and everything. But yeah. And the only reason it's like the most stressful thing is because of the fact that I'm not there to assess these things. And it gets like, you just want to fix it. As a problem solver, because I'm a natural problem solver, I want to be there to fix everything. So this is really like making, it's really growing me, like when it comes to like handling business remotely. It's an amazing thing. But yeah, that's the worst thing. Just like when things break and I'm not around, the mirror falling off the wall or like all kinds of stuff happens.
Oh, they was having fun.
So listen, audience, we want to hear from. So listen up, audience. We want to hear from y'all. Have y'all ever been screwed in a business deal? Y'all tell us about it in the comments. Y'all drop y'all experience in the comments.
So somebody just wrote on my live and she said to me that she did go to her hairstylist and the hairstylist told her she wasn't a magician and that hurt her feelings. I'm like, and she's like, it hurt my feelings. And like I just said, we can be bold. Some of us are very bold and we do say things. She was like, I had a hairstylist tell me she wasn't a magician once when I asked for a hairstyle and it hurt cousin. Oh, this is my cousin. She doesn't have to do me like that. So
yeah, so I think wait, so I don't know, but I think because women want to get away or they feel that sense of security of peace when they're going to do self-care with getting their hair and nails done, instead of us being so blunt, sometimes we have to be a little bit nicer because this is their moment to have that relaxation, get away from the stress of the world. So somebody just said, I run so fast, my ex used to say, if I had a motor hooked up to what? I thought they were about to tell us a story. But listen, so we're gonna do a mini game, right? And I just want y'all to throw one word response out there. We lost Candy. She'll come back. So, what's the worst kind of client you've had? Go.
the one somebody had to jump in the shop. Oh God, forgive me.
You had to jump somebody in the shop, Lord Jesus.
You remember the girl had
What?
threw my hair dryer at me?
Good Lord.
Wow.
And I just had got a tummy tuck too. And I couldn't even really fight back. So my assistant fought her. Oh my God.
Wow.
And you
That's
know,
crazy. Did she not like her hair or something?
no, it wasn't even my client. It was
Oh, wow.
I just
That's,
came out of the room and asked the lady, is everything okay? She just went crazy on
you had
me.
to jump.
No, because she was
okay.
like throwing my materials.
Right.
So
So,
that was
Candy,
so
the question was one word response. What's the worst kind of client you ever had?
crazy.
So the worst kind of client. Oh, okay. So we had like a salon suite, and one of the clients, she wasn't really a big English speaker. She was a Hispanic lady, and she asked me one day, can I rent one of the suites to her? And I was like, yeah, we can talk about it. Like she couldn't articulate it very well, but I said we can talk about it. And I found out she do voodoo.
Oh,
Wait a minute now. I didn't know how to turn her down. So I quickly booked those suites immediately.
Yes.
So when she finally
What?
came, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, they sold out so quickly. Luckily, she loved how I did her brows. So she was okay with it. But after a while, I was very, very reluctant to, how do I tell? Because she was a sweet lady, but I just didn't know she do voodoo. And I was like, oh
Nah.
my God.
Nah.
Oh my
Wow.
God. What am I
Nah.
supposed to do?
Nah.
Yes. She
Nah.
actually told me.
That business what we
She-
go through.
Listen, she told me she does voodoo, and that's what she would turn her suite into, where she do tarot card readings and stuff like that, and she would need 24-hour access to the suite. And even though you had 24-hour access, I was like, man, I might come here and chicken heads and no,
Yeah,
man, we are
blood be on
so
the walls, dripping down.
listen,
right.
man, we are so
No,
sorry.
ma'am. Mm-mm.
That one scared me, y'all. Mm-mm.
Oh wow, Kathy, what's the worst client you ever had?
Kathy is just like stunned right now.
Yeah.
We can't hear you, Kathy.
I think her phone on mute.
Yeah, you had to unmute. Okay, I'm
Okay. I don't know why it keeps muting. Okay. Yeah. It's a couple. When I was doing hair, it's a little embarrassing. There was this guy I was dating at the time. And I had a client that so I'm gonna just be honest, because we talking unfiltered.
Yeah,
raw.
Yeah,
So,
be real.
I had a client that invited me out to spa. Like she was super cool. She had invited me out to a spa, whatever. Because she appreciated me doing her hair and stuff like that. She really liked it. All for her to tell me that her friend is dating the guy that I was dating.
She took you to the spot to tell you that.
To the spot to tell you.
That's why I was like, you could have told me before we got here.
She could have told you that when you was in her chair.
Look, I just felt like that's a setup. Like her friend was gonna pop out.
That's
on anyone
what I
who
felt
called
like. I was just like, is this are you set? And yeah, it was horrible. Like it was so horrible. I felt so disrespected because it's just like,
Wait, how you ended the spa day?
how did it end? This was when I was younger, so I really wanted to know what was going on. So I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, really? okay, like, and I wanted her to tell me because I really wanted to get to the bottom of it at this point. Now I just be like, I don't give a damn. Like I go on without my, like I'll stop doing it. But then I just I was investigating, and I'm just taking it all in, getting the person IG and everything. I'm like, this, you her friend, and you telling me all of this? Like, she's telling me all this stuff.
And she showed you the girl?
Yep.
Wait, did you stay with him?
She showed me. No.
Oh, I was gonna say,
yeah, no, I was super toxic in that relationship. So that's why. But that's probably the most disrespectful thing. But apart from that, nothing crazy. Like sometimes, Airbnb guests, they get
nothing crazy.
Yeah, no, they get a little crazy.
My client took me to the spa to tell me my man was cheating on me.
No,
seriously,
that's crazy. I would have been ready to fight her at the spa. Like, how we go home?
I was so oh my, I was ready, but then I'm not gonna really find out. So, yeah.
Well, at least you had somebody take you to the spa. How about somebody booked up my whole day? Booked up my whole day to tell me about my husband was cheating.
How did you handle that?
Well, did she pay your cancellation fees? Did she pay deposits for these appointments?
So back then at the time I was using Cash App. So you know how much deposits come through when people book, you're not paying attention, whatever, so because you work. So I was using Cash App, and the girl just booked me up for the day, and she said she was about to come to her appointment, but she seen that my daughter and my son got out the car, and she wrote me a long paragraph. Just tell me that she was sleeping with my husband.
Wow.
And I was just like, I don't know, it's just honestly, being in the industry for real, being in this industry is really hard for a lot of things because people totally start knowing your business doing hair. Hair,
that's why we just
hair is sometimes I just want to just forget it. I don't even want to do hair no more, but hair is my passion. You know what I'm saying? Hair is something that I love to do. It's not something that I want to do because of the money. A lot of people do hair because of the money. They don't know that it's days that you don't have. So doing hair, being somebody who's very known and I'm very outgoing, people, you're going to find out stuff. You could be sitting in the chair. Somebody could be telling you that your mama, her husband is cheating on her because she's a woman. It's very, very, it's crazy how the world it evolves around hair. Inside of hair, you're gonna find out everybody business doing hair. It's up to you to keep it up in this little brain and not let it explode. So how did I handle it? I handle it later on in life, and now I'm going through another different handle. If you girls know what I mean. I moved on with my life. That's it. So as far as that, you tolerate certain things, but doing hair, you have to watch out for a lot of things. You got to watch out for snakes. You got to watch out for clients. People want to be in your chair. They want to tell you something, especially about your family. So you have to be headstrong. No, I'm not fighting over no man. So I couldn't handle that anyway. But, baby, one thing for sure and two things to know. You ever heard of a fishing pole in the sea? You take that thing and you throw it out there and you're going to run it back.
Not most niggas
gonna come through.
Yeah.
Okay, so because all of you come from the because all of you come from the beauty industry, have you ever had a celebrity try to finesse your services?
Not finesse, but you're getting exposure, so they ask you to do their hair for free. But I'm just I'm gonna get paid regardless if you book me or not. So I'm not doing nobody's hair for free.
Yeah,
I have a kid to feed, I got bills, and I know what I can do. So I'm not doing nobody's hair.
Yeah, I'm not doing it either.
I don't care about.
Don't get me wrong. It's only one person I ever did for pro bono, and that was Delicious. And that's when, and to be honest, even though that I did pro bono, Delicious always looked out for me. So it was a different type of a level. I remember, I'm not gonna say this person, but they're from Love and Hip Hop. They had reached out to me that they was like, oh, you could get more followers if you do the person have for free. I say, baby, I've been in the game too long to be doing anything for free. The last thing I did for free when I was at Beauty School of America, and that was Swim Week, Miami Swim Week, and that was FREE. I would not be doing anything for free because I have to travel to you. Take off the wig, wash your hair, rebraid your hair, put down a new wig. No, I could do my own followers. You could pay somebody to promote you, baby. You can get on these hair pages and they're gonna promote you. Just do your best work. That's it. But that was it. I never had nobody try me. You know what? The first person who I wanted to do for free, that was Super Scent from New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to do her for free. And I remember her telling me when I was recurling her hair, she said, just like this, no baby. Baby. I was like, no, I really was like, no, you're gonna get paid. You see my hair is fluffy. And I wanted to do it. But I love her because I saw her. So that was what I wanted to do. But then she made me realize you want to you may do it hair for free. You like her. So it's like, okay, you know what?
Can I hear her?
It's choppy. Wait, Sade, turn your Wi-Fi on and off.
It's breaking up bad.
Yeah, it's breaking up really bad.
Yeah.
So, what's the
Y'all
worst
can hear me?
financial mistake? Yeah, we can hear you now.
Let me see.
But
Let me turn my Wi-Fi off because I know sometimes it's Wi-Fi and this shop can go.
Okay.
Like to the left.
Candy. Yeah. Candy, what's the worst financial mistake you've made, and did you learn from it?
Lord. Yes, absolutely. My worst financial mistake I made. Oh God. So when I got my first clothing boutique, it was called Classy K's. I sold my car to get the money for first, last, and security for this place. Sold my car. I actually raffled it off because I was a club promoter then too. So I raffled this car off. Samantha B, she's a hairstylist. She's the one who won the car. But I raffled this. I had a Pontiac Grand Prix. I raffled the car off and paid first, last, and security. I decked this place out. I was so excited. I ordered all types of stanchions and mannequins, and I had the rug installed, and it was beautiful. This was my first business. Do you know, y'all, I didn't have a dime to purchase products? Oh. So let me tell you how it played out. I'm a daddy's girl. Daddy, you got to come see my clothing boutique. Daddy. So my daddy walked in, and he's like, baby, this looks so nice. Well, when the products come in, and I looked at him, and I was like, I'm gonna get back to you with that. Y'all know what I did? I went around to all the boosters and bought every gift card they had. I started going into stores to buy off of like the TJ Maxx gift card and all that other stuff. When I realized I wasn't making any movement, any traction, anything, it was nobody but God. I was so embarrassed. I was so discouraged. I called the landlord because I had been in the place for almost like 4 months. I called the landlord and she was like, I'm gonna tell you this. We're in the process of getting new owners. Go take the key and drop it off, and I'm gonna cancel your lease as if it never happened.
Oh, that was God.
It was nobody but God. But I was so depressed after that. I was carless. I had a building full of brand new everything. And I didn't not inventory. I didn't have no inventory. I just had
the furniture and stuff.
Yeah, I just had the furniture and stuff. And I moved out. I was home so sick, so depressed, so everything. And
but girl, you got off scot.
Yes, I got off scot free, but I lost everything in the process.
You were able to.
Yeah, but that was my first.
But you learned from it. But you learned.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, you learned.
There's always a lesson, and that's the blessing.
Yeah. I learned how to negotiate leases. I had learned how to negotiate build outs because my next facility was 6,000 square feet. It was a banquet hall. And I negotiated 12 months rent free. Now I was dead broke. My stepmom is the one who actually gave me first, last, and security for that building. But I now learned to save my money first before making any investments, because if not, I go into a building with debt. Luckily, it was
Yeah.
my stepmom, because it took me 5 years to pay her back.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even longer than that. So
Yeah.
that was my learning lesson. And as I elevated into every new business, I learned that God takes you through things to prepare you for your next level.
Absolutely.
That is so right.
Absolutely. I could definitely attest to that. I was prepared
Wow.
for these past couple years, but yeah, for sure.
But I'm glad we're getting back in our groove, because you know all of us go through that, especially being business owners, boss women, mothers, all of that. So you know, kudos to that. I'm proud of y'all. I've seen each one of you all's journey. So yeah, I'm super proud of y'all. But I got a question for you, Sade. You ready?
What happened?
She's so hesitant.
Have you ever been sabotaged by another stylist or had someone steal your clients?
Of course. What?
And how did you handle it?
How did I handle it? They can have them. They come right back to me. I don't, me personally, I don't care my clients sitting in anybody's chair. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even if the person have talked so unhighly of me, I'm gonna say highly, because when you talk bad, that means you're bringing more clientele to me.
Yeah.
So even if they talk so highly of me and stole my client, it doesn't bother me, because sometimes I realize that the client is not even for me. I don't, and people don't even be like, honesty. I'm not trying to be funny. Sometimes I could feel it in my spirit that I don't want this lady in my chair. I really don't. So if somebody sabotage me, like, girl, she rude anyway, she ghetto. I am ghetto, but I'm not rude.
Yeah.
I'm ghetto fabulous. So that's the difference. I know how to turn my ghetto on and turn it off. That's the difference between me and a lot of, people judge me because I always tell people, this is my house. This shop is my house. I should be able to be myself. Now, when I'm performing with Barner Brothers, Premiere, American Beauty Hair Show, nobody doesn't see that if you don't travel with me. It's a whole nother side of me. People don't even know I'm shy when I go into these different industries. They don't even know I'm just, well, hold up. I thought this girl talk a lot. I don't talk a lot, because now I have to pay attention around my surroundings, because the simple fact is that I be in a room with bigger bosses, and I be like, I'm a boss. I have to tell myself, hey, I don't care that he is a millionaire. I'm a big boss too. I have to hype my own self up in my head, but people don't know that. So I think I don't really care if people like take my clients or sabotage things. Now, if you would have asked me a question, how do I feel about giving somebody first, last, and security, what I could have gave Candace and put some inventory in her boutique, I'll tell you what I did. And it took me off the lease. They did sabotage me.
Yeah. Okay, so Kathy, what's a secret about the real estate industry that nobody talks about that we should know?
Let me see. I think it's easier to get into than people think. Way easier. I feel like I think people overthink it because it is one of the quickest ways to become wealthy. Most millionaires, most wealthy individuals do, or like statistically about 90% do become that way because of real estate. So I think people think that it's really hard because of it. But once I started learning about it, I'm just like, that's it. Like it's probably a lot. Most of it is fear and emotion. Once you've gotten control of those fears and those emotions, and the contracts are easy to read, leases, like negotiations aren't that hard, because you're learning, one, the people that you're negotiating for me, I negotiate with landlords. And if most of those people are like regular humans, they bought their house and you want to negotiate, a contract, a lease or whatever for, doing short term. The fear of trying to speak to them and negotiate deals, people kind of, once they try to get to that point or have to get to that point, they kind of shy away from it. But it's like any other phone call that I make when I have to go pay a bill, or when there's an issue on something, or when I want to find an apartment, or when I want to hire someone to like a broker or something. Like, you have to communicate. So you're just communicating the same way, like if you were calling a doctor's office to make a doctor's appointment. You just be calling and speaking just naturally what it is that you tell them, what you need, tell them what you're looking for, what the negotiate your whatever it is that you want. And that's about it. And then the contracts, all the verbiage and everything they're literally like technicalities, but a lot of the times it's repetitive. You just like, it's much easier. That's one of the secrets. It's much easier than most people think that it is.
Okay. So anyone could answer this. Is your hustle making you money, or is it making you tired?
Say that one more time. You cut out.
Whoever wants to go first.
I think mine
is your hustle making you money, or is it making you tired?
I think mine's kind of makes me happy, like hype. She went out.
Yeah, I think she froze.
Yeah.
Froze.
You froze.
I said, is your hustle making you money or making you tired?
Yeah, I think mine's makes me money, and it also kind of like lit a fire under me, because I'm learning new things. I feel like in the beauty industry, it's not that I know everything, because when it comes to the beauty industry, and I didn't say this last time, but after that last client, that was the last person that I did. Like, and nobody would believe it. That was literally the last person. Like, now I just do my hair or whatever, like if my friend needs an emergency. But as far as clients, like that was the last client that I had.
With me, I'm making the money, but I think I'm kind of like a little bit tired of the industry, because how can I say? The money is great. It's hella good. I'm making the money. Definitely making the money. It definitely pushes me to go more, because I come out with new ideas, new hairstyles every day. I want to do that. I think the industry is overrated now. Like, everybody, how can I say? Let me say this. Let me take this back. It's making money for me. The salon industry is getting tired for me. Sound better? Because everybody wants to be a boss. Nobody wants to crawl before they walk.
Right.
This is a microwavable generation. You're right about that.
Okay.
So you're definitely right about that.
So for me, it makes me money. And what was tiring me in the beauty industry was my team. Because what happens is, in the beauty industry, they watch you and they think that their work produces your wealth. So it gets frustrating when you so busy counting my pockets that you're losing out on what's allowing you to grow. So it's not just do a brow, do a lash, do a ponytail, and make a few dollars, but I'm actually teaching you how to properly manage and run a business if ever you decide to go off on your own. But you have so much to say about me in the commission or percent that you're paying me that you can't focus on your growth. I think that's the part that got me tired. Wanting for people who don't want for themselves, or don't want it as much as you want it for them. And I got tired of seeing potential in people, and I'm glad we unfiltered, because what I realized with our community, we try to pour into our community, pour into our people, but either they think, oh, well, what you get out of it?
Yes.
Or you trying to line your pockets. And so what ends up happening is a division is created But what they fail to realize is every community outside of the Black community is built off of
It's
our dollar.
collaborating.
It's
It's
built
colla-
off of, in the collaboration. They're built off our dollar. They're built off our money. They're built off our sacrifice. They're built off our wisdom. They're built off our innovativeness, our creativity. But we can't do it together. That's what has me tired. I love what I do. I love pouring into people. But there's challenges where I be like, you know what, bro? Don't even worry about it. Struggle, fail, suffer, and keep crying. Because we cry for the opportunity, but when the opportunity presents itself, we got every excuse in the book. Someone told me your why can't also be your excuse.
Ooh.
So you can't tell me, oh, I got to do this for my kids, but my kids is the reason why I'm late for work.
Right.
I do this for my kids,
Ooh.
but my kids is the reason why I don't show up. I do this for my kids, but my kids is the reason why. Like it can't be both.
I hear that a lot.
Either it's gonna be your why,
Yeah.
or it's gonna be your excuse.
Yeah, or your
So
excuse.
again, it's the people that tires me out in my industry.
Yes, I love that.
I-
So do we believe in working hard or do we believe in working smart?
Smart.
I think it's a little bit of both for me.
Smart. I work hard for sure, but well, when it comes to real estate, I feel like it's more smart. Only because it's like the most hard that happens is mostly like making those calls and probably if I decorate a Airbnb. But as far as making it like hard, it's not that hard, but definitely got to be smart.
Yeah.
I think it's for me it's a little bit of both, because when you initially start a business, it's a lot of hard work that goes into it. It's a lot of hard work to sustain it, and it's a lot of hard work to elevate it. I think in making your decisions to eliminate the sweat comes with strategy and working smart, like Kathy said. But it's definitely a lot of early mornings, a lot of late nights, and a lot of strategy. A lot of strategy. I have to emphasize that part. It's a lot of planning and being intentional, which comes with the working smart. But before you get to working smart, the hard work is in it. Because what people don't realize is the more money you make, believe it or not, the harder you work.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You work harder to make sure nobody's stealing it. You work harder to make sure it doesn't go fast as it comes. You work harder to grow it. You work harder. You know, Kathy, you're currently in real estate, and when it's time for you, if you haven't already gone into the commercial world or building out your own brokerage, it's more work.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I think about, and not that I'm scared but I do get those like nervous, anxious like feelings whenever I think about that scale of
Get out your head.
Yeah. What you just said? Wait, what you just said, Kathy? It's easier than we think it is.
No, it's easier. But when I think about commercial, it's just like residential is a lot. Like I think about it.
When I first had a commercial realtor, I was like, oh my God, little old me, da da da. But it's the same process. Actually, it's a little smoother.
Really?
And it's a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
Come on now. Y'all,
I'm also in real estate. And my
I'm
partner
in real estate as well. So I'm telling you from experience.
At the brokerage firm. It is easier.
Yeah, I bought my first warehouse at 25. So it's a lot.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to
I have 2 hotels. So it's easier than you think it is. I'm never going back to residential. I'm never doing residential.
I hear so much, it's like, headaches. But I don't know. I think because I'm so accustomed to it, like, yeah. But I'm gonna have to see what you're talking about with the commercial.
Get out your head, Kathy.
Yeah,
you know, that's a problem for all of us. Our fear. We talk ourselves out of some of the greatest opportunities.
Yeah. I almost talked myself out of this.
Yeah, it's so much easier. I promise you.
And because of the fact that it's just like I barely go live, like, you know, I don't really talk that much like on camera. it's weird, and it's not like I'm shy because I can communicate clearly. I know how to articulate myself and everything. It's just I don't know. Like when it comes to the live thing, I kind of shy away from it. So today was just like, am I sure I want to do this? Like, yeah, but I'm glad that I did. I'm glad
I definitely understand what you're saying, Kathy, because believe it or not, I get asked to speak everywhere, but I am a nervous public speaker. I can do the camera thing because nobody is directly looking at me and I don't have to feel nobody's energy. But when it comes to public speaking, as much as I'm so passionate about pouring into people, I literally sweat down my legs. My hands are, it is terrible. Terrible. I am when it comes to public
we gotta get you a little puppy to go with you when you go speaking.
Oh, but it seems like you speak so well. You would, like, if you were in that kind of space, the way that you
I get standing
But she get in her groove. Once she did, she get in her. She's sweating, but she gonna get it out.
My first time speaking to a group of people, I literally had to go to the bathroom before. Like, it was so bad. Like, I was so nervous. Like, I think I'm being a little bit too raw right now. I was so nervous. My stomach started like turning, and I'm like, oh my God, I had to use that because I had to teach a class. You know, I'm teaching the real estate, how to stay booked on Airbnb to my mentor. He opened up the course so I could teach them because I was in the slow season. I was getting booked 100% occupancy, and he's like, you have to show us what you're doing. So, I taught, but I set up a whole presentation and everything. Everyone was like blown away. But me inside, I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know if I could do this. I don't think I could do this. Like, maybe I should tell him no. Like, and I literally had to use the bathroom. And it was like, once it was done, it was like, that's it.
Yeah, like I did it. Yeah.
Right.
I think for us, we gotta get out of. We know better. All of us know better because we already did some things that other people wouldn't even do. So we gotta get out of our own head. Right. But because we are professional, we are wealth building, and we are building our legacy. Do you believe in the power couple, or do you believe that one person is going to carry more weight?
Oh, that's one. That's one hell of a question.
I think about that. I thought I was gonna be I don't know. Well, I'm gonna let Kid.
Don't throw that off on me. Don't throw that off on me.
I thought. Okay, so I was engaged. I thought I was gonna be that. Like, he has his nonprofit. He was doing really well. Doing things in the community. I'm doing my stuff in real estate. I had just started at that time. I really thought it was gonna be something crazy, but I had to leave. Like, it was bad. So yeah, so that's why I'm like, I don't know. And then even then, a lot of weight fell on me too. So I was just like, I feel like it can be equal, but somebody is going to carry a little bit more weight. And I would prefer it to be my man. Because I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. I know it might seem like I'm just independent, strong Black woman, but I'm just a girl, and I don't want to do it.
You're in your soft girl era right now.
Yeah,
I don't want to break a nail. Okay.
Seriously.
So,
what about you, Candy?
I agree with Kathy. Somebody is going to have to lead, and I prefer it be him. Well. Wait. So this is where my battle is. And my husband can probably attest. Yeah, Dr. J, get it down. Because this is what happens. I'm so used to leading. I want him to lead, but I want to be in charge. So I want to be back there telling him which direction.
I missed the question, y'all. I just got back on. I couldn't even see y'all.
The question is, do you believe in power couples, or do you believe somebody's gonna carry the weight, more weight?
I just want to break. I do believe in a power couple. God just sent me to help me out. No, but I'm a leader. I'm an alpha woman. I am a person who, and I get it. I be want my man to. How about this? I want my man in the bed. I need him in the bed. And not saying in a bad way, When I'm saying everybody, y'all gave me a look like
the chill. No, you want him to be chill.
when I say I need my man in the back, I need my man in the back. I need my man to be praying. I need my man to be watching my back. I need my man to be texting me when I'm on stage saying, hey, you're nervous, or you this and that. I need him to be, when I say in the back, I need him to be in the audience, looking, telling me what I'm doing wrong.
You need him to be your protector.
Yeah, I need to be my protector. Like, being a power couple, it's all good and gravy. I love it. I love the people who are power couple. I admire it. Yeah. But I am so strong-minded, and it is so hard for me because I have gave an opportunity to my ex to do it, and he didn't play basketball right. He didn't dribble it, and he didn't shoot it.
He fumbled the bat or the ball.
Yeah, he didn't. He fumbled the ball. So at the end of the day, I personally, if the next man come in my life, I need my next man to pick up my slack, like where my weakness is at and everything. So my power couple, my type of power couple dude, I want him in the back praying for me, making sure that I get everything. I need him to know. I'm gonna let everybody know when I say my speech, when I get where I'm at. Yeah, I just want to thank my man, my husband in the back. Of course, he's always in the back. Come on out, baby. You know, I'm gonna say that later on when I'm gonna say it, but I don't want him in the scene with me. I just need I need him to, I need people to think that he's really my bodyguard, but really he's my protector. He out there throwing holy y'all on them demons behind me. That's what I need him to be doing. But I see a hater, baby. But like that's me.
I can see that. And I get what you mean. Like, you want him to be that strong, like just, chill, not
the emotional side.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yes, I am a person I wear my emotions on my sleeve. And when I say sign, the ones who be like, oh, you're a Cancer, you're a crybaby. No, I'm crying because I'm probably gonna, But in reality, I do want a man to be there for me with my weakness, because I feel like having a man who can handle my emotions will be very good for me. So I don't want my man to be in the front with me, because it might take on both our emotions and it's going to attack both of us. Some people are very good. Like Candy, you and your husband probably might. Both of y'all can hit him in the front, hit him in the front. I need to be the one to hit him in the front. I need him to hit him in the back, the side, the back. But because I know how my emotions is, I need him to be just right behind my neck saying, let it go. It's okay. Mm-hmm. So I love being, I want my new man. I want my new man to be behind me praying. I want him to, when I'm not on my job and my P's and Q's, I'm always doing hair. I don't have a problem. I have to call Jessica sometimes to renew my business, because I be forgetting, like, I need my man to be like, XYZ this, that. This is why these are that. And I definitely need a man who not counting my pockets if he started making less than me.
Ooh.
I need him to know regardless. Go ahead, Kim.
So I have a question pertaining to that.
You were referring to, when Sade was referring to, when they talked about referencing power couples, I agree with you. Like, I don't want, both of us can't be in the spotlight.
Right.
And we've had conversations about this. We've had conversations because I'm used to being in the forefront as far as like visuals, Facebook, flyers, all this other stuff. Both of us can't be there. However, that's why I was saying I want him to lead, but I want to be in the back saying, babe, go that way, babe, go that way, babe, go that way.
Yeah.
Because I'm naturally a leader. And as in the
because he's gonna be directing you.
Bosses. Right.
Yes.
We're just natural bosses. So it's hard for me to kind of, it's hard for us, period, to separate the boss mentality when you're in the industry and you're out there, they look at you as the boss, and then you try to come home and great. When I come home, I'm that 5-year-old with my husband. I'm the, babe, I don't want to do it. I'm one of those. And it's being vulnerable. I want to be vulnerable and him not look at me as I'm not that boss. You still have to identify as my wife is that girl. She is that girl.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to be in the spotlight. So it's a hard challenge for me, Shadi. When you were saying, it's a very hard challenge for me to come home and still not boss him around, because I want him to take the lead. And we have conversations. He'd be like, "All right, man, you gotta chill out." Like, right, like microphone check. Remember who you're talking to. And my immediate reaction be like, hold on, bro. Do you know who I am? Like it be kind of like that'll come out of me, and then I have to really like pray, because I was so used to previously being in a relationship where I was the boss at home and I was the boss in the industry.
So that's the question I was gonna ask you. Like, I know I'm in a new relationship.
Congratulations.
One time for me. But I do notice that I am like still putting this lead role on, and it's so hard because I'm so used to doing everything at home, and now that I found somebody who's like, hey, tuck that thing down. I'm the boss. But it's like,
listen. It's
hard because being, not to tell my business, just being on this fast right now is it's a challenge for me, because I'm challenging myself of doing something different, challenging myself to get out my head. So I understand Kathy when she said she was in her head for her business before my phone went out. I understood that, and I'm very grateful for being on here with you ladies. All you guys, everybody have their own platform, different platform, and I definitely said, I was gonna call Candy, because I want to get back my brand. I started off with Edge Control, all that, but I got discouraged because being in a relationship where it's like you don't know if you're coming or going, you can't even pick up your other businesses that you want to have. And
you're not motivated.
I supposed to have been a millionaire a million times.
Right.
And I can tell you my testimony. I almost lost my shop 2 years ago. And God blessed me with somebody to help me get my shop back. But Jessica know, like, I'm so used to being a spoiled brat. I could call my family. They would just get me out of the hole. But I told myself, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not going to keep calling my family because they got the money or this and that. Or I could call them and they're going to pay my grandma will pay my rent for the year. I am a hustler. I will go take my last bit of money and go buy purses. And I get on my live and say, I got purses for sale. Or know that I charge $200 for hair. I would drop my prices to $150 so I can make my money and keep my business. So I think I have been overwhelmed so much being in a relationship. And don't get me wrong, I thank God for even taking me through the marriage that I went through and being with that person for a long time. It was definitely a challenge, and I'm never going to talk bad about the person because there's nothing to talk about. It's just I got married at the age of 23. They're 10 years older than me, so you do learn from your mistakes and your things. So me fasting in this fast was definitely fast to meet new people and meet new people.
Oh no. Yeah, we
said a relationship will definitely make or break you. And I could definitely attest to that, because that is what kind of broke me in the last business, taking my last client. After that, I'm my business now, so I might as well. But yeah, like I had a close friend of mine. She's just like, you gonna let her stop your money and all of this, and I just was just like, it was just so hard. After that, I'm just like, drama like this. Because this is not the first time I already see the gossip that happens and all that stuff in that industry. So it's just like, I don't want to deal with that. Like, I don't want to deal with it at all. Like, not even a little bit. I don't want none of it. And then I started doing hair in the house. So it was even worse from there, because I was just like, I don't want nobody in my house. I don't want
you bringing energy.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm done with this. And that's why I I kept telling myself, I could do all things through Christ. So I'm gonna learn something else, and I'm gonna be rich doing that, because one thing I remembered about myself growing up, I learned how to do hair on my own. I learned how to do makeup on my own, working at Sephora and all that. Like, I've learned everything that I've learned
on your own.
And so I knew that this time I didn't want to teach myself. I did get mentorship. I paid my money. I invested in myself. Personal development coach. I'm 4 years now in therapy. Like, I went all the way this time. you know? And so like, I was just like, a relationship is going to make or break you. And it's so important. Yeah, we can see you. It's so important to just choose the right partner. And that's what I was going to say. When it comes to the power couple thing, I don't think I want that anymore. I want a regular guy. Like, and not to say like he can't be an entrepreneur. I'm saying like,
You don't want him in the spotlight.
He doesn't need to be
popular. He doesn't have to be popular. And I think that's why most
the basketball players and I don't want none of that. Like, it was horrible.
And I think that's why most celebrities date regular guys like Candy.
Yeah.
You know, women like them. They like Candy Burrows. I think that's her last name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why, like, you know, some of them date like, you know,
regular people. Like
I can attest again
like
with Sade.
Toya's husband is regular.
Yeah. With Sade, what she was saying, because I have also been through a marriage. I was married for 17 years. And also got
Go ahead.
I was married for 17 years, and it is, you know, I had gotten to a point where I was just like, did I make the right decision? But how many times do you let someone disrespect you and just come back and say sorry? How many times do you let someone just disregard all of the love you poured into a relationship and they just say, give me one more chance? How many times did you let people? It was to the point where this is when I knew, like, this is it. Because we had them built so much together. But this is when I knew this was it. We separated. I went my way, and I was in a relationship. He was doing whatever he was doing in the dark. And he said to me, listen to this part. Well, it wouldn't have been a problem if you wouldn't have went public with your relationship. So in other words, you wanted me to be in the dark. You were okay with me dating, because he knew I was dating someone before I ever went public. I was dating this guy 10 months before I ever went public. But the minute it went public, he was insulted. So you were okay with me dating this guy as long as it was in the dark. And the reason being is because you were in the dark doing what you were doing behind closed doors. So as long as it wasn't out in the public, he was okay with it. So after 17 years, when do you say, I'm worth more, I deserve more, I deserve to be loved properly, all those things? So when Sade mentioned being in a relationship, or Kathy mentioned being in a relationship will make you or break you, it definitely will. But what I realized is it also built me. It built a new me. It built a new me. It didn't build the old me. It built a new me that was able to endure more. And then most importantly, I knew what I wanted from that day forth. So now my husband is exactly what I prayed for. But I asked God to open my eyes to see him through eyes of love and encouragement, as opposed to eyes of hurt.
Right.
I love that.
There one day.
I definitely love that. I love what you say, and I'm definitely grateful for this conversation, because it's well needed. You know, it's well needed. I definitely understand what Kathy's saying about having a regular person, but I ain't gonna lie now. Hey, you know, hey.
I mean, if they like some of the ones like, you know, they regular too sometimes.
Yeah, being
regular people be rich.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, just because he got a little money don't mean he not regular.
No, I didn't say that. No, what I'm saying is that
humble.
No, don't say that, because you got some people who have money and they're still humble and they still in the back.
Period.
You got some people who
that's
humble
the one
and
I want.
And let me say something. And listen, I don't care who hear it. I love. What we sing a song about a sexy red. Babe, I love you. You my everything. No, for real, it's ghetto, but I like it. I like the song. But at the end of the day, you know, being in these relationships, they strengthen you. They make you become who you are. And they make you understand who you are, because you don't know your worth. We pick up weight. We don't want to go home. We're at our business. Baby, I know when I'm miserable, I am a BITCH to the clients. And I don't need to be. It just be like, what? And I have to go back and say, I'm sorry. It's just like, because you're so frustrated. You're so overwhelmed with so much, to the point that you want to come home and just be like, because it also plays a part, especially when you have kids from somebody. It plays a part with your kids. It plays a part. And you don't even want to be around your kids when you're going through a miserable relationship, because it really tears your soul down. And it is a learning experience for any woman. And I always say, not only for women, for a man too, because you can have some men who are entrepreneur and they have a woman who are very nasty, who doesn't have anything going for themselves. So everybody, from a woman, from a man, needs to have morals about themselves. Get out of relationship if you feel like it's tearing you down, because sometimes we be thinking that, and they say, oh, God don't make no mistakes. No, God don't make no mistakes, but God is a forgiving God. It says in all the chapters as you go down from Genesis to Revelation, he's a forgiving God. So God will forgive you, because guess what? My relationship, my marriage, definitely infidelity, baby. You cheat on me, I'm gonna cheat back on you. So at the end of the day, the disrespect was already out the door. You understand? So once you do that, the respect is gone. You done took on 50 people's souls. You done took on who he slept with. He done took on who I slept with. So I understand, for us being business owners, you have to have a healthy relationship. And I commend you. I commend you, Kathy. If you are single, keep being it till you find the right person to come.
1 year, and I haven't. I'm abstinent. I'm abstaining.
Oh, Kathy.
Congratulations.
11 months now. No sex, unfortunately. Yeah, no, because I feel like, you know why? After leaving my fiance, I was in a domestic violence issue. So after leaving my fiance, so when you say it builds you up, somebody said in the comments, and we learned so much, and it definitely strengthened me, because I learned my value, right? When you see somebody taking advantage of you, what do you think it's because they see value in you. I was the one that didn't see it in myself. And once I started to recognize that, I'm talking about, those were some of my biggest financial mistakes, being in that relationship and spending, and but I feel like right now I have not had this is the most clear-minded that I've been in so long, because I didn't, not that I didn't believe that I was taking on souls or whoever he was cheating with, or whatever the case may be. It's just, I didn't see it that way at that time, but it was driving me nearly crazy. In the relationship, I shaved all my hair off. I was losing it. Like, it was bad. So now,
That's what they prey on. They prey
on
that you never see your life.
I said, I'm leaving. And once I left is once I started doing my business. I literally, things started really looking up for me. And the crazier part is I left because I have a 17-year-old son, right? That has never seen me go through anything like this. And for him to see me in this type of situation, luckily he didn't see a lot of things because I kept it from him. But for him to see me in that type of situation, I felt like it was a disgrace. And I was just like, hell no. Like, hell no. One day I just said, hell no. Like, and I'm like, yeah, no.
One good day.
Yeah, like one day I literally
cut
all of my stuff. And 2 a.m, left. We in a cab. I'm crying my eyes out. I said, hell no. And since then, so now we are 11 months. I have not had anything. I'm like,
it's okay. We're gonna give you. We're gonna send you encouragement. We're gonna send you.
It was hard at first. I literally cried on like month 3.
Y'all need it. Y'all need it, girl.
I was going through withdrawal. I feel like I was just I'm literally. I was going through that over penis.
That's part of the process.
It was so bad. So now, honestly, I believe now that I don't need any of the, I'm willing to walk away from anything like this. I don't need no stress, especially when I'm trying to build something beautiful in my life, something that's gonna withstand anything, like I'm gonna pass on to generations. And like, I don't need anybody to stress me out. If you can't see that vision, if you can't see that the value in that, then I don't need you in my life. And yeah, so yeah, I'm doing much better. It's getting easier.
Yeah.
And I've never been happier being single.
That's good. That's
in a
wonderful.
relationship for 15 years. Like I've never been happier. Like
That is very good. Congratulations.
Yes. Kudos to you, Lord Jesus. Lord.
You would have thought I had champagne in here. I'm being too wrong.
Lord Jesus. But look, what's the biggest lie people tell themselves about money that's keeping them broke? The people want to know.
Money don't buy you happiness
at all.
Money don't buy you not one no happy.
It broke. Well, it helps. But no, right. Because you know, it's one of us out of the, the friends or one out of the family or the generation that's really, making some moves, making boss moves, investing, taking risks. And a lot of people say they want to be, seven-figure earners, millionaires. They want to do this, but they're still stuck in their comfort zone. So what would you say, or what would you do, or what lie did you have to tell yourself to get out of that familiar place that you were in?
I had to tell myself, and I had to look in the mirror and say, girl, you dead ass broke. And that's how I had to tell myself that for real. Girl, you ain't got no money saved up, girl. Girl, look at you. Always in them people's stores. Girl, you trying to keep up with the Joneses. I had to give myself like 50 talks in the mirror.
Conversation. Listen,
and then I realized that I have a shopping problem. I love clothes and shoes and purses. But I am a big saver. I remember, and I'm telling you how I know that I had to go back and revamp myself and restart over myself. I remember when I used to drive to Davie and give Jessica money in shoebox. And I wanted this truck so bad. I didn't eat out for 3 months, no shopping, nothing. I even took the whole shop to New Orleans for my birthday. This is no lie. I did in 3 months like 50 grand. Plus, I forgot I had money saved up at Jessica's like with $5. I'm dead serious. And this was so crazy. And I went and I just said, everybody said, oh, we're not going to be able to go for mine because it's slow. Business is slow sometimes doing some type of hairstyle. So I said, oh, y'all going. I went right on Southwest and all the plane tickets was $49. I said, I'm going to buy y'all tickets there, but y'all got to buy y'all tickets back, And I realized that I remember I started now spending unnecessary money, thinking that I had it because I started hanging with different people. Because that can play a part to spending money. And then one day I just woke up and I'm like, Sade, you don't have it like that. You don't have it like that. You can't do stuff like that anymore. And I realized that when I was about to lose my shop, when my doors was gonna really close for real this time, I was like, wait a minute, nah. I ain't about to be losing my shop. I work hard for it. And I had to get in reality like, no, you're broke, mama. You're dead ass broke, mama. You always got to go beg your family for money to get you out of hole. Oh, they talking about you in real life.
Oh, wow.
So I had to, and then when you go, I go to my grandma and she making subliminal jokes and messages and she, wait a minute. While she giving me the money, I had to realize like, hold up.
Yeah,
I'm not asking my grandma for any money. No, I'm not asking my cousin for no more money. I don't care how much money nope, I'm not asking my other cousin to pay my light bill. Nope. I got up. I got out of there. I had to bop myself in the head, reality check. And baby, I'm definitely proud of myself. Like I'm back where I'm at. I'm not where I want to be at, because I tell you, I can be a millionaire because I'm a hustler. I know how to talk. I know how to sell products. I should have been a car salesman. I should be owning car lots, to be honest. I will tell you that this car is the best car for you. Know damn well that car gonna break down so as you get on the street. I should be Matilda dad wife. So, but like, yeah, I had to just be honest with myself. I had to be honest. I had to take a step back. Listen, I was driving a Camry. I had to have my mama help co-sign the car for me because I co-signed for somebody else's car and they messed up my credit. I went through hell and water with my relationship with my mom. So you have to give yourself a reality check when you know damn well that you ain't got it. You gotta do it. And I'm just saying, like, I'm being very honest. It's nothing else to leave. People lie to themselves a lot. I had to stop lying. Yeah.
So for me, it's telling the people like to tell themselves they don't have enough time in the day.
Yeah.
Got time. Oh, ain't got time. Oh, ain't got time. Oh. So you haven't made $1 million yet, but you ain't got time to make it already. That's crazy to me. People make time for what they want to make time for. The thing is, I honestly don't believe they had gotten to a point like you said, Dr. J. They say they want to be millionaires. Because if you put up a post right now and say, "What are my millionaires at?" Oh, that's me. You're gonna see emojis, hands raised, and all that other stuff. But then when you tell them, "Let's go to a conference," oh, girl, I'm busy that day. Let's do a consultation with a mentor. Oh, I'm working late. So if you don't have time, what happens? So who makes the millions? Who does the research? Who do the studying? Like it doesn't just come to us. Even when we gather like the information in as far as how we were supposed to live life, get a 9-to-5, give these people 40 years, get a retirement 401k and all this other stuff, buy a house, get married, deal with his crap, and that's just what it is. But that was taught to us at a very young age. But the stuff that needed to be instilled in us, once we hit a certain age, we feel like we too old to inquire all that stuff.
Yes.
So I stopped telling myself that I was so busy.
You speaking to the point.
So guess what? If I'm so busy, man, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to go to the gym. I ain't getting up 5 o'clock in the morning. Guess what? I started getting up 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because there's no way I'm gonna keep telling myself I want to lose weight, but then find a justifiable excuse to me why I can't go to the gym. Because if I go at 7 o'clock at night, I'm just be tired. I still gotta go home, cook, clean. Okay, so when you gonna lose weight?
30 minutes.
When you gonna lose weight? So I think one of the lies that we tell ourselves is that we ain't got the time. We tell ourselves all the excuse in the book, child. When I get home, I got to do homework. You know damn well you ain't helping that baby with his homework. He chat GPT. Look, he chat GPT in it. I gotta cook and clean. My mother-in-law live with me. I ain't cooking nothing. And I'm one of those that I pay a house cleaner quick, fast, and in a hurry because I learned the value of time. Time is something that we can't get back, and it's more valuable than money.
Right.
Because people in the grave is the richest people in the world.
Girl, you better stop getting on here preaching.
So many millionaires in the grave, y'all. Their money can't do nothing nothing for them. Because if a doctor came to me and said you got $1 million and you got 10 days to live, I'm not gonna worry about that money. I want to see how I can live to the fullest in my 10 days.
That's the
money.
truth.
I mean, the money can help. However, my time is everything. It's years that I can't get back from what I've poured into my businesses and I've poured into other people. Time that I can't give to my kids anymore. So
absolutely,
one of the lies, just like Sade said, is I had to reevaluate because let me tell y'all what I did. In 2020, 2021, something like that, my beauty business, just doing brows and lashes, I produced $1.4 million. Just in that 1 year, just doing brows and lashes. COVID hit. Now, as this money came in, guess what I did? I had a Range Rover, I had a Porsche, I had a Mercedes, I had a Honda, I had a penthouse in Texas, I had a penthouse in Atlanta, I had a penthouse in downtown Miami, and I had a 6-bedroom house where my kids lived with my grandmother. Period. COVID hit, and they then said, can't nobody go outside. I say, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. When my accountant looked at everything and said, Candy, you're in the red. You have so much money going out to bills, it's ridiculous. She said, you're going to have to reevaluate some things and you're going to have to take that Range Rover back. I said, ma'am, I'm about to fire you. Don't you ever tell me I got to take my Range Rover back. You could have said I could return one of these damn kids, but don't say my Range Rover.
Not the kid.
Not the Range Rover.
Not the
Listen,
kid.
we can take one of them back, but we can take it back, not the Range Rover. And after having the conversation, I had to really reevaluate some things and say, I can't afford that type of living anymore. I can't afford houses in every city. And I wasn't even owning them, I was renting them. So I wasn't even smart enough to become an owner.
Wow.
Wow.
So you could have rented it out. Right.
Listen.
And you would have been getting the profit.
You would have been
Right.
getting
The
them
thought
back.
process was, okay, I'll Airbnb it when I'm not there. And then when I'm into the city, instead of me spending $3,500 a week for a hotel, I'll just pay $3,500 in rent. So that's what I did for a 1-bedroom penthouse in Texas and in Atlanta and then in downtown Miami. So I'm like, okay, I'm good. But in just rent alone, I was paying about $35. I was paying a good $15,000, $16,000 a month in rent.
Wow.
In rent, maybe even more than that. In rent.
I'm about to go do some browsing.
Listen,
That's like 500 houses.
And just rent. And I had to have a hard conversation with myself and be like, you need to get real, sis. You need to get real. You ain't made it there yet.
Wow.
You're not there yet. My credit score went from a 790 to a 450. You're not there yet. You need to reevaluate, because I knew how to make the money, but I didn't know how to manage the money. That wasn't taught to me. I wasn't taught to invest it. I wasn't taught to leverage my credit. I wasn't taught to leverage other people's money. I wasn't taught those things.
Right.
So in my neck of the woods, you got to show that you made it. And the first thing you do is you go buy a Benz. What Trick say? I want to buy me a Benz, but I'm 50 grand short. So when you buy a Benz, it shows your level of, I don't know, notoriety, I guess. And so that was the first thing I did. And it's not because I had it. It's because I felt like I can go in there and do brows again and make a few bucks. I could put on a sale, like Sade said, instead of doing $25 brows, I'm going to do $10 brows all day. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to knock it out and I'm going to pay my car note. But then I was still struggling. I had a late light bill.
Hello.
A past due light bill.
And
I
then
had to take accountability.
Yes.
Trust me, girl, you speaking my language. So I had to stop lying to myself, telling myself, oh, you got it, or you can make it real quick. Right. And I had to stop telling myself I didn't have the time, because then I learned to make time. So instead of my day starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I got my behind up at 5 in the morning and started doing what I needed to do. Instead of me saying, oh, girl, I'll be in the bed by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Nah, sometimes I'm up to 2 o'clock in the morning. There were some days I was in my office at my shop for 24, 26, 28 hours.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm with you when you're right, Sade. So the lies I stopped telling myself is that I got it, and I don't have enough time in the day. I made the time. I made the time to change my life, and I made the time to change my kids' life.
Hold up before y'all. I remember when I was at church, at my old church, and this pastor came and visit. It was a pastor, when the pastors had a week. And the man, he took off his belt. And I tell this story to everybody. I even told this to my boyfriend. He took his belt off and he said, you know what's the problem? Some of y'all got the same 24 hours and some of y'all don't know how to use it. Some of y'all take half of this 24 hours and y'all make excuses. And the other ones, they just keep going. And you know why they keep going? It's because y'all not using y'all 24 hours right. And I always kept that in my head. I got the same 24 hours that Jessica do. I got the same 24 hours that Kathy do. I got the same 24 hours as Candy do. Why is I'm not using my 24 hours like I'm supposed to? Because we be so scared and lying to ourselves. Listen, I'm going to go to some hair show stuff. But when it's time to go do other things, I will make an excuse. You understand? Now I said, oh no. I got mad at my homegirl. I'm like, hey, you know I'm in the shop. Why you have not called me and let me know that they was having something at Miami Gardens? I don't care if I ain't in their district. I want to go.
Yeah.
Rain, pour, shine. I went one day to one of their things with my hair on top of my head, glue on my hands and spritz, and I had on a whole workout outfit, but I had a jacket in the car, and I wrapped that big jacket around me like a thing. I said,
I'm going to learn because you know what? I don't want to be in the same predicament
Absolutely.
that I'm in this year, next year.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep, that's it right there.
And
Yes.
that's it. And like it might took me. I don't care how long it takes anybody. I tell people you could fall today and start all over again tomorrow. So I look at my time like that, and you have to look at your time. You have to know that time is very important. This money is gonna always be there,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm. Listen, I am learning that. I'm learning that with my life too. Learning that it's okay to take off. I used to be scared to take off because I think the client's gonna call me. They need me, or I'm missing money because I got a bill to pay. Now it's like credit cards. My credit score was at 4. Listen, I walked up with Jessica. This was the day after Christmas. I said, Jessica, I want to get a car. What? Nobody name on it. She said, okay. I said, no. After I finish your hair, I'm going to Buick to go get that new truck. I like them little trucks.
And you coming with me.
And you coming with me. Exact words. I walked up in Buick and I walked down in Buick with a brand new car. By myself with my name on it.
Come on, goals.
By myself in 2025. They just had cake.
Come on,
They
goals
just
and
came
determination.
off the truck. And that's when I knew right then and there, Sade, you back. It's okay. It's okay. Take time off. At first, I didn't want to travel. I'm only traveling in the United States of America. Now I'm going on trips. Bye.
Come on, international.
Yeah.
But wait, because I know.
I literally just told my wife, I say, I really want an iPad. I want an iPad. I want to start learning how to do my own, website, do a lot of things.
Mhm.
It might take me a long time, but at the end of the day, I want to do it because I want more. I want more. That's my new motto. I want more. See, last year I woke up and I said, I'm gonna lose weight.
Mhm.
I worked out, but I also went and got shots too. I went from
Wait.
247.
Wait, hold on, Sade. Because I know we gotta bring it.
That's all.
I know we bringing it to a close soon, but I want Kathy to answer it too. Like, what did you have to tell yourself to make you feel like, okay, I'm not gonna be stuck being broke?
What did I have to tell myself? If I don't do it, nobody who's gonna do it. Like, I have to do this. Like, nobody else is doing it. Like, no one around me, my family members. I feel like I was one of those people that was told, like, get a real job, finish school, do don't. When I said I was gonna get my LLC and you don't need to be doing that, and I was getting a lot of that flack, and I was just like, none of y'all are doing anything. Like this person. I was one of those people, especially because I had my son grow, young. I was 15, so that's when I started doing hair and stuff like that. Like I had my hustle. Like I've never had to work until I was like 24. Right. So I was going to school. I had my little job and, I'm doing my own thing. Nobody's providing for me. Of course, family members provided a home for him. But apart from that, they like, you're going to have to take care of your child. Like, so, yeah, like, but I saw like, even though I had even become complacent in my life, like, okay, work, my son or whatever, like we do this, that, and then that was it. But that's how, like, I saw everybody just going to work. We coming home, having the same arguments every day, having the same conversations every day. Like, and it was just like, yeah, I don't want to do nothing else. Like, and I just wanted more. And I was just like, I couldn't take, once I started to grow, like I'm talking about once therapy was a year in, I'm looking into the real estate thing. I got my mentor. I joined the mentorship and I started really making moves. And everybody's true, like how they really felt started coming out. Yeah, that's when it was like, now I really have to, like, I have to do this because I was kicked out and everything.
That's
like,
good.
The jealousy from family, like it was just bad. But God was showing me like to have faith. I stayed in a hotel with my son. I was like struggling, but it was just like, it's crazy because it felt like my life was crumbling just because of the fact that I wanted more. But I knew something was coming out of it because of the fact that it just didn't make sense that everything just went to hell after I started learning, after I started healing, after I started like taking my life seriously. One thing, you know, I'm always grateful for is the fact that I learned about credit young, because once I really was ready to get into it, I had a 750 credit score. I was leveraging other people's money. Like I walked into the bank by myself.
Yes.
I learned about it.
Yes.
I was just like,
Yes.
one day I got 40K. I'm just like, I went to this thing, I went to this thing, and I was just like by myself. Like, and I didn't really have to like do much, ask nobody for anything. And not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just like I wanted this to work, and I already had seen how everyone around me was like, they wouldn't invest in those type of things. Yeah, they'll co-sign for somebody, they'll do this, but when it came to investments, they don't believe in that. And there's so much negative connotation when you think about investing.
Yes.
So I feel like, yeah, that was the one thing. Like, if I don't do it, who's gonna do it? Because nobody's doing it. Like, so that was the one thing I had to like really tell myself.
Yes. Amen.
Yeah.
And Dr. J,
So
before I know
listen,
we're
I'm
closing
so
it
proud
out,
of you.
I just
Yeah,
wanted to say
I'm proud of you,
something.
lady.
One thing that
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
learned
answer.
is, as a generational curse breaker for us women who are the first millionaires in our family, first college students in our family, first business owners in our family, first investors, first real estate agents, all of these things that we build up, and we are the first in as far as generational curse breakers. I learned the first person in the fight gets the bloodiest nose. So we go through things that nobody in our family can understand, nobody relates to, and including the people that we're surrounded by, our friends.
Say that.
And those are the first
Say
ones
it for
that
the
tear
people
us
in the
down.
back and the people in the chat.
Yes.
We're as the first person in the fight was always going to get the bloodiest nose. So, Dr. J, before we go, I just wanted to tell all of you ladies, you know, just wipe the blood and keep fighting, because it's deeper than us. It's bigger than us. It's generations that's coming after you that's going to look up to you and say, she was the first in the fight. So again, I just wanted to say that before we all go.
Thank you. And I was gonna say the same thing as we bring it to the close. I want to answer Kathy really quick. Kathy Boston put, what do you do when you have a whole plan and don't know where to start? You have to stay consistent. And I tell everyone, every mentor needs a mentor. Every therapist has a therapist. Like, so it's staying in the fight. So for me, like by 24, I won't even tell y'all what time I went to sleep last night, what time I woke up, how many times I told myself I was gonna take a nap today, didn't take a nap. So, you know, it's just about it's about telling yourself yes, even though your body tries sometimes say no. So that's why I tell people, like we said earlier, Sade said we all got the same 24. And fortunately for me, I use my 24 wisely. And to this day, I'm still using it wisely. But I do want to say, like, I'm proud of all you women. You are, you know, generational curse breakers. Sade, yeah, I know this is my sister, so I saw her personal growth. Candy, I've been following you for about 3-4 years now, so I saw your personal growth. Kathy, I saw, you know, I've been following you from the old Instagram page. So it's an honor to have you all here from different walks of life. We all, you know, have the same stories, but unfortunately, we're not in the same circles and the same bubbles where we could support each other on a day-to-day basis, because we do need it. Like, especially being women of our caliber, like we the strong people need help too, and we need them strong friends too. So before we go, because one thing too is I believe in motivation, and like I will be speaking to 400, 500 girls this Friday. And I know a lot of women are here, and you know, we're cheering to Women Month. But what's one mistake that you've made that you could tell your younger self, hey, it's okay, or do this differently?
Don't chase love.
Less talking and listen more.
Yeah, for me, it was like you don't have to chase love. Like, if they don't love you, they're just not for you. And that's not just in romantic relationships. That was me with my dad, like yearning for that love and not getting it, and then always trying to like do that people pleasing thing where it's just like, that if this person really cared, they would. And for the people that don't, that was my thing, always trying to force it. So it was just like, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. And I would tell my younger self to like, it's okay, you're loved. And the people that love you, you'll know when they do.
Yes.
That's a great
For
one.
me, is
Kathy.
get a mentor. I think a mentor. A lot of times I felt like I leaned and depend on the encouragement from my loved ones. But if I would have had a mentor, I would have saved myself a lot of money, a lot of money, a lot of headache, a lot of trial and error, a lot of all that good stuff. So I would have definitely told myself, and I'm not just talking about people I look up to, because Oprah was I was like, listen, I'm gonna be the next Oprah. I want to give out cars. You get a car, you get a car. But I needed someone to actually, right. I wanted someone to tell me, Candy, don't go that way. That's the wrong way. Do it this way. These are the steps that you need to take. Step 1, step 2, step 3. This is what your schedule needs to look like. Get up early in the morning, eat correctly, work out, schedule your time properly, set your appointments accordingly. I wish I would have had that. If I would have had something I would have told my younger self is find that mentor and be consistent. Exactly what you said, Dr. J. Be consistent.
Yeah.
Hair by day.
They already answered the questions for me. We all must be sisters. No,
Which
I can say, listen, like I said, less talking, listening more. My younger days, how can I say, looking for love in the wrong places. 2, telling my younger self, doubting myself a lot. I telling myself, I had a lot of things. You know what? My cousin asked me if I had to title a book, what would my book be? My cousin Tamara asked me this last year, and I told her it would be 20 different seasons. And she said, why did you say 20 different seasons? Because I went through 20 different seasons in my life. So me not listening, my young days, me being very hard-headed, me looking for love in the wrong places, me and I can say this because I always tell people this, it be your mindset. Me trying to figure out like why my cousins and them had this. Like, see, I'm not a person who's ashamed. Like, I got in a bad car accident, so I end up having a speech. Like, I have a speech problem. Like, some things I cannot pronounce words. So that was a lot of things. I was ashamed. So me getting a mentor, I didn't want people to pick at me. Now I'm to the point like, okay, I can't pronounce it. So I'm being myself. So I taught myself. I can tell you this. All the things that I did not do for my younger days, I am doing now. And I told myself, I taught myself how to read and read better. It's not that I didn't know how to read. I taught myself how to understand things. Now I take my time because I wasn't listening. I wasn't trying to hear what people had to say. I was too busy on being in the streets, living a fast life, but I don't have to live a fast life. I'm very grateful from where I come from and it's my background. I think I was just all over the places. I was looking for love. When I understand you, Kathy, like I can put my dad on my page right now. We smile at Kiki, but I have both of my parents. My mom come from a good background. My dad, he come from a street life. But the thing is that it be our upbringing. You understand? Our outcome. I was looking for love in men, trying to make a man fulfill me. I'm with this man, that man, this man, that man. I'm up here voguing everywhere. So when you're looking for love and you're trying to get an understanding and you can't call on your dad because your dad don't understand you because he doesn't even know how to raise you or handle you, it was very hard for me. So every man who came in my life was like a blanket, a father figure. So it was very hard. Now, baby, bye.
Exactly.
Fold that blanket up and put you back on the shelf at Ross. And put
let's get our glasses raised And I'm going to say cheers to you ladies. I'm so proud of you all. And thank you for joining. We had some phenomenal women. Thank you all for staying with us for 90 minutes. We appreciate you. And y'all join us next week for Breaking Generational Curses. Are we really breaking generational curses, or are we just repeating them in a different form? So y'all stay tuned for that. And we love you all, and good night.
Good night, you guys.
I'm about to follow.
Fume. We spilled the tea and popped the bottles, but we're just getting started. If you felt this convo, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. Because trust me, it's about to get even hotter.